Hi, welcome you all for this video lecture. Today we will discuss about addressing. Network layer is very much responsible of an logical addressing. So, logical addressing that is nothing but you should provide whichever the computer is connected to the internet. So, unique identifier over the globe. So that's the main responsibility of an. So what is that network layer? So here in a logical addressing or network addressing or internet or IP addressing, there are two types are is there. One is IPv4 method, another one is an IPv6 method. First we will discuss about IPv4 method. IPv4 method is of a 32-bit addressing. 2 to the 4 of 32 is an 4 billion around. So number say it will comes that 2 to the 4 of 32, which gives the maximum number. That many computers we can address by using this system. We'll see what is an address space. Address space is nothing but a total number of addresses available in this method, and classful addressing, classless addressing, DHCP you are going to discuss, dynamic host configuration protocol, and network address resolution. Network address translation router, resolution or translation router we will discuss here. First come to that IPv4 method. The address space is an IPv4 method is a total number of addresses used by this protocol. Total number of addresses used by this protocol, it uses the 32-bit binary, then 2 to the 4 of 32 is the address space. Number gives that 4,294,967,296, around 4 billion addresses we can get by this system. So how can we notation? Either we use the dotted decimal notation or binary notation. IPv4 addresses so notated with an binary notation base 2, dotted decimal notation base 256, and hexadecimal notation base 6. To make the IPv4 address more compact and easier to read, it is usually written in decimal form with a decimal point separating the bytes. Each byte is representing the number that is from 0 to 255. Other than 0 to 255, it is not a valid IP address. This format is referred to as a dotted decimal notation. Okay, each byte 8 bit will be represented. 8 bit is nothing but 0 to 255, 0 included, 0 to 255 will be the each number will be separated with a dot. So this what so we represented the IPv4 method in a binary form, IPv4 method in an so they are dotted decimal form, IPv4 method in an hexadecimal form. Each will be of 8 bit, 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8 totally. This is a 32-bit address. Okay, each 8-bit binary data what it is, that is the equivalent number we are going to write in a decimal form. So in this way we represented that IPv4 addresses in a binary notation, dotted decimal notation, hexa notation. Binary and dotted decimal very much useful, used everywhere. A very rare case we had seen in hexadecimal notation. Then come to the hierarchy in an addressing. Any number or addresses are having a two parts. One is a prefix and a suffix parts. Prefix and suffix, why we are using to it is very much helpful for a routing. It's indicating the geographical region. The prefixes are indicating the geographical region. Next, the suffixes are indicating the computer or host. A 32-bit IPv4 address is also hierarchical, but divided only into two parts. One is a prefix and suffix. First part of the address is called the prefix. It represents the network. It represents the whole institution as an entity we can consider. It represents the institution. Remaining is represent the computer inside the institution. Second part of the address called the suffix defines the node address, connection of a device to the internet. So that's what prefixes are representing the network address, suffixes are representing the host address. So it's a hierarchical representation in an addressing. We can see if it is 32-bit address IPv4 method, if you use n bits for a prefix, then remaining 32 minus n bits for cities for suffix. Okay, so the prefixes is defining a network, that suffix is defining the host or a computer. Next, classful addressing. The whole address space is divided into 5 classes: class A, class B, class C, class D, class D. This scheme is referred to as a classful addressing. We'll see by seeing we can say it belongs to the which class. The prefixes bits tell you that, giving information about that the given address is belongs to where. So in a class A, out of 32 bit, we can divide it 8 bit, 8 bit, 8 bit, 18. In a first 8 bit, in a first byte, leading MSB bit is equal to 0. So leading MSB bit is equal to 0. Then this is called as a class A. Suppose leading MSB bits is equal to 10, then it is a class B. Leading MSB bits in the first byte is 110, then class C. 1110 is a class D. All 111 is a class A. Even in a decimal form, the first byte is having a range from 0 to 127 is a class A. 128 to 191 in a first byte is belongs to class B. 192 223 class C. 224 to 239 it is a class D. 240 to 255 it is a class E representations. Okay, so address depletion, subnetting and supernetting, advantages of classical addressing. Address depletion is nothing but emptiness of an address. Here what happens that class A, class in the classical addresses, class A, class B, class C, what you are going to make. So class A is having huge number of addresses. So each block will be of a huge number. Class C is having a minimum size like a 256. So what happens here, suppose we are asking the addresses for an internet service provider. He may given for class A, suppose I want only 1000 addresses. He grant a class A blocks, so many addresses will be wasted. Suppose he granted a class C a blank, so class C groups that some of the addresses will be wasted. This is going to cause an address depletion. So for that, what we are going to make him, either we super combine smaller addresses to form a huge number, otherwise bifurcating bigger number to make an smaller numbers like that. That's we are going to call as a subnetting, supernetting. Subnetting is nothing but division. Supernetting is nothing but combining of smaller network to form a bigger network. Okay, we'll see in a classless addressing. Variable length blocks in classless addressing, we use that. In a classless addressing, you can get any number of addresses. In a classful addressing, very difficult to get addresses for residential users. Residential users are requires only 1 or 2 addresses. Suppose they are asking for ISP, so they're given in terms of blocks. In a classless addressing, you are getting any number of addresses. The addresses should be 2 powers, but addresses are continuous in nature. Total number of addresses will be in a 2 powers. It is a criteria we use to grant the addresses in a classless addressing. Okay, here we use to represent in a classless representation slash notation. Slash notation or classless interdomain routing notation. The slash n represents the mask we use for subnetting or supernetting. The mask is used. That mask is nothing but in a 32-bit continuous ones followed by continuous 0. The first byte, second byte, third byte, fourth byte separated with a dot. Finally slash n. N is a mask number. Some of the addresses are given here. We'll see /8 /12 /25 is nothing but continuous 8 ones followed by continuous 24 continuous 12 ones followed by continuous 20 zeros, 25 ones followed by 7 zeros, like that. It is a mask actually. Extracting information from an address. So by seeing in any classless address, we can easily extract the information, the total number of addresses grant to the particular block. So that is n is equal to 2 to the power of 32 minus n. N is a mask number. To find the first address, we keep the n leftmost bits and set the 32 minus n rightmost bits all to 0. I want to give any middle address. In that, you can able to understand how many number of addresses is there in the block, what will be the first address, what will be the last address. For finding a first address, the given addresses write down in the binary form. Okay, set 32 minus n rightmost bits to 0, that is the first address. Similarly, set 32 minus n rightmost bits to 1, that will be the last address. Similarly, n is equal to 2 to the power of 32 minus n, that is gives the total number of addresses are there in the given block. So an example we will discuss about that. A block of addresses is granted to a small organization. We know that one of the addresses is 205.16.37.39/28. What is the first address in the block? Okay, first write down the given address in the binary form. 205 equivalent is 11001101. This one 205 equivalent. So 16 equivalent, then 37 equivalent binary, 39 equivalent binary. In this set 32 minus n is a 28, right? A small n is 28. 32 minus 28 is 4. 32 minus 28 rightmost bits to 0 in this address. Then that is a starting address. The starting address is 205.16.37.32. So in this way we are going to find out the starting address of the given block of addresses. You can easily find how many addresses is equal to that. The total number of addresses in this block is equal to 2 to the power of 32 minus n. 2 to the power of 32 minus 28 is equal to 2 to the power of 4, that is equal to 16. Total number of 16 addresses are there in this block. Okay, next the last address in the block can be found by setting the rightmost 32 minus n bits to 1. 32 minus n bits to set to 0, first address. 32 minus n bits sets to 1, that's the last address. To find the last address of the given block, the same address 32 minus n is 4. The 4 rightmost bits is set to 1, that is equal to the 205.16.37.47. Total is 16 addresses. It will be the last address. Then we can easily find that what is the first address of the given block of addresses, what will be the last address in the given block of addresses, what will be the total number of addresses. Next we'll see that the number of addresses in the block can be found by using the formula that is equal to 2 to the power of 32 minus n. 2 to the power of 32 minus n, which gives 4, that is equal to 2 to the power of 4 equal to 16. In a classless address given as 167.199.170.82/27, mask is 27 now, you can find the above three pieces of information as follows. The number of addresses in the network, that is equal to 2 to the power of 32 minus n, is equal to 32. The first address can be found by keeping first 27 bits and changing the rest of the bits to 0, right? The first address we can get it 167.199.170.82/27. Binary notation also we are going to write it here. It is a given address. The first address is this one. The first address is set after rightmost 32 minus n bits to 0, that is equal to 167.199.170.64./27. The last address can be set 32 minus n bits to 1. 32 minus n is now 5 here. The 5 rightmost bits to 1 here. The equivalent address is 167.199.170.95. Okay, so IP addresses for the first time we can connect to the computer. We want to give manually that all kinds of data, IP address, subnet mask, default gateway in a network sharing centers. Then only we can getting internet. Otherwise we won't get any internet like that. First any of the institution, any of the organization, first we go to the administrator. Administrator will provide this information. You can put it into your computer, then only will get an internet. Otherwise connectivity established but don't get internet. Address mask, the number of addresses in the block n is equal to naught of mask plus 1. Okay, is a second way of calculating total number of addresses, first address and last address. What is that mask is given in the slash n notation, okay. That naught of mask, so write down the mask in ones and zeros like that. Suppose slash 28 I had given, 28 ones followed by 40 like this, 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 up to 28, then followed by 40. It is a mask. Okay, not of mask is nothing but all are 0 0 0, right? All are 0 0 0. So then these will become last 1 1 1 plus 1. That last 4 bit become 1 1 1. It is equal to that 15 plus 1. Total number of addresses is 16. The first address in the block, any address in the block, taken the given address and with mask. Okay, given address and with mask gives the first address in the block. Last address, any address given in the block or with not of mask. Okay, that gives the last address. We will see the example. We repeat example 1. Using the mask in dotted decimal notation, the AND or NOT operation can be applied to individual bytes. The address is given 167.199.170.82/27. Mask is at 27 now. The first address we already calculated by setting right mouse bits and using this formula like that. ANDing with mask is this one. It is a mask. Okay, it is a mask. ANDing with these two, it gives this result. Okay, last address OR operation with not of mask. OR operation with not of mask gives the last address. Number of addresses in the block n is equal to not of mask plus 1. Not of mask is 5 zeros is there, that become rightmost 5 ones, that is equal to the 31 plus 1 equal to 32 addresses. First address given address and mask, that gives the 167.199.170. Then last address of that bit, what is there, 82, it comes that, sorry, 64. Last byte comes the 64. Last address or with not of mask, which gives you last byte is a 95. In this way we can calculate also that first address, last address, and the number of addresses. Another way to find the first address, last address, and the number of addresses is to represent the mask as 32-bit binary or 8-bit 8-digit hexadecimal number. This is particularly useful when you are writing a program to find this piece of information. Presented as, it's a mask actually. Okay, it is a mask. In the given address we will find first address like this. It's a given address. It is a mask and with first address, then and with the given address, that results the first address. Okay, given address, complement of mask or operation gives the last address. Total number of addresses, complement plus 1. Okay, so a network configuration for a block 205.16.37.32/28, totally 16 addresses are continuously allocated here. So next we'll see how to make a subnet and supernet. In classless addressing, addresses cannot also define that the block of addresses belong to. For example, the addresses 230.8.24.56 can belong to many blocks. Some of them are shown below when the value of the prefix associated with the block. Prefix length 16, then block 230.8.0.0 to 230.8.255.255. Suppose prefix length is 20, then 230.8.16.0 to 230.8.31.255. Suppose prefix length is 26, the values range from 230.8.24.0 to 230.8.24.63. If suppose prefix length is 27, the value ranges from 230.8.24.32 to 63. Similarly, prefix length is 31, block range is from 230.8.24.56 to 57. In this way, depending upon the mask length, the address values is also varied. It is very helpful for making a subnet. Okay. Okay. Total number of addresses granted to any organization, you want to divide as a multiple sections. Then prefix length is n. Assigned address to each subnet is n sub. Prefix length of each subnet small n sub. Okay, every smaller network what you are going to divide it is having its own mask length. Mask length will be vary depending upon the how many addresses are there in the particular block. So the following steps need to be carefully followed to guarantee the proper operation of the subnetworking. The number of addresses in each network should be of power of 2. That's a classless interdomain network. Classless addressing tell you that number of addresses is equal to that 2 powers only. The prefix length for each subnet should be found using the following formula. N sub is equal to 32 minus log 2 n sub. How many addresses are required in the particular subdivision? So that is 32 minus log of that value, that gives the subnet mask of a smaller groups. The starting address in each subnet should be divisible by the number of addresses in that subnetwork. This is achieved by assigning addresses to the larger subnet at first. So first we have to assigning which group is having in maximum numbers, that should assign first, next come to in a decreasing way. An organization is granted a block of addresses with the beginning address 14.24.74.0/24. The organization needs to have 3 subblocks of addresses to use in its 3 subnets. One subblock of 10 addresses, one subblock of 60 addresses, and one subblock of 120 addresses. Design the subnetworks or subblocks. Now come to first 2 to the power of 32 minus 24, 256 addresses in this block. Total addresses are there in this block is 256. The first address is 14.24.74.0. The last address is 14.24.74.255/24. To satisfy the third requirement, we assign addresses to subblocks starting with the largest and ending with the smallest one. The first, calculate the largest subblock. Number of addresses in the largest subblock is 120. For 120 is not a power of 2, then select 2 to the power of 7 is 128. Now 7 is the mask value. Subnet mask for this network, n sub is equal to 32 minus log 2 n sub, then n1 is equal to 32 minus log 2 128, 25 is the mask value. The first address in this block is gives that 14.24.74.02 mask value 25 to the last address 14.24.74.127/25. Total number of addresses in this is what is that 120. We are making as a 128. Okay, up to that we can run the number. So next, the number of addresses in the second largest subblock, which requires 60 addresses, is not a power of 2, then go to 64, then n2 subnet mask 2, 32 minus log 2 64, 26 is the mask value. The first address in this block, the continuation with the previous one 14.24.74.128/26 is the mask value for this case to the last address 14.24.74.191/26. In the third case, the number of addresses in the smallest subblock, which is 10, it is not a power of 2, then go to 16, then n3 is a subnet mask 3, which gives the 28. The first address in continuation with the previous one 14.24.74.192/2082, last address 14.24.74.207/20.